You know, when you think of London all lit up, you probably think of Christmas, right? Or maybe New Year's Eve fireworks. But lately, the city is glowing for a whole new reason. We're going to dive into how the Islamic holy month of Ramadan has gone from something deeply personal to this huge public celebration of pride and community, right in the middle of everything. And really, to get the spirit behind this whole thing, you've got to start with this one powerful line from London's mayor Sadiq Khan. He said, "London is an antidote to hatred." Now hold on to that thought, because we're going to see exactly how these incredible celebrations are bringing that idea to life. Okay, but before we get to all the amazing public stuff, let's just make sure we're all on the same page. We need to get the foundation right. To really feel the power of this public pride, you have to understand the personal side of Ramadan first. So, what exactly is Ramadan? Well, in Islam, it's the holiest month of the year. It commemorates the very first time the Quran was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad. For Muslims all over the globe, it means fasting from sunrise to sunset, sure, but it's also about so much more. We're talking intense prayer, deep personal reflection, and a huge focus on community. You know, the daily fast is kind of framed by two really important meals. You've got suhoor. That's the meal you eat before dawn, right before the fast starts. And then, after the sun goes down, you have iftar, which is the meal that breaks the fast. These two meals really set the rhythm for the entire month. Right, and it is so much more than just not eating or drinking. Think of it as a time for real spiritual discipline. It's about stepping back from things like gossip, the daily distractions, and instead focusing on things like prayer, giving to charity, and really connecting with God and with your community. It's like a total spiritual reset. Okay, so now that we've got the background, let's get to the main event, the spectacle. Let's look at how the very heart of London is getting this incredible Ramadan glow up. I'm just going to throw a number at you. 30,000. What in the world could that be? Any guesses? Well, it's this. More than 30,000 sustainable LED bulbs lighting up Coventry Street, which, if you know London, connects Piccadilly Circus and Leicester Square. I mean, that's prime real estate. And check out the timing. They're on from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. It's a nod to the rhythm of iftar and suhoor. Just a really beautiful, thoughtful touch, right? And this is a big deal. We're not talking about some small local thing. It's now in its fourth year. And get this, London was the first major Western city to put on such a huge light display for Ramadan. That's actually history in the making. And the whole point is inclusion. I love this quote from Rahima Aziz of the Aziz Foundation, who helps fund the whole thing. She said, "The same way we get to experience the Christmas lights, the lights for Diwali and Hanukkah, we want everyone to enjoy the Ramadan lights. It's all about sharing that joy with the whole city." But look, this celebration that's taking over the city, it's about way more than just these gorgeous lights. It's really about creating genuine connections. And they're doing it through food, art, and, believe it or not, fitness. I mean, just take a look at everything that's going on. You've got open iftar, a shared light art exhibition, special iftar food trails, a Ramadan run club, a souk, which is like a market, and the whole thing wraps up with this massive festival called Eid on the Square. Seriously, London is just buzzing for the entire month. So let's zoom in on Open Iftar for a sec. It's this absolutely brilliant idea from the Ramadan Tent Project. What they do is they take these iconic public spots and they just transform them into these super welcoming gatherings. Anyone can come, people of all faiths or no faith at all, and share a free meal together to break the fast. How cool is that? And the scale here, it's just mind-blowing. Since this whole thing started back in 2013, Open Iftar has welcomed over 1 million people across the UK. 1 million people. That just shows you how much people are craving that sense of community and connection. The celebration is also making its way into the art world. There's this exhibition called Shared Light. It's an interfaith thing bringing together artists from all sorts of backgrounds to explore these universal values, love, generosity, community. But here's the really interesting part. None of the art is for sale. The whole point is just for people to appreciate it together. And of course, we have to talk about the food. Food is so central to iftar. The city even has an official iftar food trail. And this list just gives you a little taste of how diverse it is. You've got Indian, Turkish, Bahraini, but then, boom, modern Peruvian, and even a classic British fish and chips place. It's amazing to see how many different kinds of businesses are jumping in and getting involved. And hey, if you're trying to stay active during the month, there's even a Ramadan Run Club. It's open to runners of all faiths. And here's the genius part: the runs finish right at an open iftar event. I mean, what a perfect way to combine physical well being with that awesome community spirit. So, okay, we've seen the lights, we've talked about the food and the art. But why does all of this matter so much, especially right now? Well, that's what we're getting into next, and it really is the heart of the whole story. And here's where we come full circle, right back to that quote from Mayor Sadiq Khan. He said, "One of our tasks during this Ramadan, both Muslims and non-Muslims, is to show that London is an antidote to hatred." That right there is the mission. That's the core purpose of all of this. So that begs a really important question, doesn't it? Why is that message of being an antidote to hatred, why is it so vital right now? Well, here's the tough but absolutely essential context. All of these joyful public celebrations, they're happening on the heels of a year that saw record high levels of Islamophobia. So you see, this isn't just a party. It's a really powerful, resilient statement. It's about identity and joy and belonging, especially in the face of all that hate. And the whole month builds up to this one massive grand finale, Eid on the Square. We're talking about a huge free festival right in Trafalgar Square, one of London's most famous spots. It's a celebration of Muslim culture, food, entertainment, and the invitation is open to the entire city. It's about as inclusive as it gets. And this final thought from the mayor just wraps it all up so perfectly. He says, "Together we can continue to show that our diversity is our greatest strength as we build a better London for everyone." So when you boil it all down, what's the big takeaway here? It's really the story of a city's lights shining their absolute brightest against some very real darkness. And it kind of makes you think, doesn't it? It makes you consider how a public celebration can be so much more. It can be an act of defiance, an act of unity, and ultimately an act of hope.